Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 2.
Bells and bells! A happy new year to you all. Welcome back to the party. It's your boys here at Bells and Belts. I got my tag team partners, JD Man Up and Joey. JD and Man Up are muted at this time. Good evening to you, gentlemen.
What's up?
What's going on?
It's a new year. Yes, it is, and we're back on Bells and Belts with our monthly Mayday. We're gonna get to a lot of good stuff tonight, there, Joey.
Absolutely. And I want to definitely, for all of you that are watching us on Facebook, we appreciate it, and YouTube. But what I want to ask you a big favor to do, if you didn't see my post earlier, please go on YouTube while you're watching this broadcast tonight. Give us a thumbs up on there. If you haven't subscribed, we would love it if you would. And please drop a comment in there, because all of that helps us get out there in the algorithm on YouTube, helps more wrestling fans find Bells and Belts. And we really need your help with that.
Oh, man. You know what, guys? You know what's been strange?
What's that?
I haven't seen none of y'all since last year.
Is that right?
I said before I get on, I normally gauge what level of man up I have to deal with tonight. He's gonna work. He's not as man up as he usually is. So I got man up at a level 2 tonight. I said I just jumped up to a 5. So I got my beer here.
You see this guy?
Y'all know how it is.
Number one bullshit guy. He do
exactly.
the wee woo.
Woosah.
I had to. I mean, it's not a lie. I haven't seen y'all since last year.
That's generic jobber. Good, happy New Year, you guys. Thank you guys tuning in. If you guys watch it, make sure you hit us up in the comments or all at our different sites. JD, we got lots to talk about tonight.
We do. So tonight is our annual monthly melee, where we cover the news of today and tomorrow and yesterday. So we're going to start off with the news of today.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. All right, so some of the topics that's sort of big news in wrestling. We just got through World's End this past weekend in AEW.
Okay.
Had some really good matches that stood out and some not so great matches. So I just thought I'd pick your brains and see what you thought.
Absolutely.
We started out with a women's match between Statler and Nightingale. What did you guys think?
Okay. Good solid way to get the show started. Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. I thought this, and we were talking about this before we went on. Very good match, very good, and like you can see there, Willow with the win there, big win over Chris Statlander, the former TBS champion.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
So that was definitely a big win. Huge win for her, and you can tell they're moving Chris Statlander up to the kind of women's world title picture now, and Willow may be in the TBS title picture going forth. So that was kind of a good way for Chris to step out of that kind of division area and pass the torch on to somebody else. But Willow, she's I've been watching her for quite a while. I know she appeared on Ring of Honor a lot, on the AEW version of Ring of Honor. For a brief time, she was the New Japan Strong Women's Champion.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. She's progressed a lot, and I've got my eye on her definitely as one of my favorite up and coming wrestlers, because she improves match to match. Like, you can see it.
That's good. Awesome.
Absolutely. I agree. I think it was a good solid pay-per-view match. And Nightingale, I think, is slowly working her way into that top tier of women's wrestling for sure. She's not there yet, but she's on her way.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we had the 20-man battle royal for a TNT title shot anytime, anywhere, which made absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
in the early
yes,
part.
It did when you see later. But
yeah,
later,
exactly.
Later it made sense, but at the when it was announced that it was happening, it felt like filler. You know, and it felt like, I mean, AEW gets a lot of heat for its multi-man matches where there's not much storyline and there's not much to do with the people they have, and so they throw people into these big matches. This felt like another one of those. They did something wonderful with it later, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah,
I mean, as soon as I saw Luchasaurus in it, I knew exactly where we were going.
Watch your mouth.
You mean kill switch?
Kill switch, sir.
I'm not going to call him that.
All I see is kill switch.
All I see is kill switch too. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's what Christian calls him.
Yeah. We had the match between Hook and the other guy. Yuta.
Switch next.
Next. No surprise there that Hook went over.
Next.
Yep. No
it was
surprise
awful.
there.
Sorry.
It was terrible.
It was not a good match.
Yeah, it was terrible. Well, it's terrible because you got a guy carrying the pure belt, and you got a guy that's carrying the whatever that belt is, FTW belt, and they're both supposed to be they're both supposed to be technical, sort of like, you know, ground game guys, and they put them in a hardcore match. So sure.
Best thing they could do for Hook is get rid of that stupid title and have him be serious and face. We could have had a pure title match on the pre-show, and that would have been good. But instead, we got this train wreck.
We did. Speaking of train wrecks, we had the 8-man World's End. We don't know what to do with these guys match.
Everybody else in the tournament
because the tournament's over and none of them have a storyline to progress into. So we got this, and there were some nice moments in it, certainly, because you had some very good wrestlers in it.
This is a shade of some New Japan booking though. Because New Japan tends to do this as well sometimes as well.
WCW did too. Would do this type of thing. But I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good decision to put these guys like in an 8-man tag and get them on the show. I actually thought that was a good decision. And a pretty good match.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was as good as one of these sort of cluster Fs can be in terms.
It was definitely put the spotlight on Daniel Garcia. It was definitely kind of a moment for him too, to like he kind of came out of the tournament not really scoring any points really, or he scored 3 points. So for him to come out and kind of be the guy to get the win for the team, definitely was kind of the beginning to a new start for Daniel Garcia, getting a push.
Yeah. Can I just go on record and say that the eye patch and the braids is not a good look for?
You don't like that?
Not liking it, not loving it at all.
Oh my God, JD, I think you would look great in eye patch and braids. I think you would.
Rock that, but he can't.
Oh, okay. Long as we're clear.
Let's be clear on that. Me and Man Up, we can rock that, but
he's got to sell that orbital bone all through the Okada match too. So like he had to keep.
And Man Up's bald, so that's saying something.
I'm just saying. Okay.
All right.
Andrade.
We had Andrade and we had Miro interference with Lana. Got Miro the title.
No, yeah.
I'm not sure where they're going with this because they're still playing it like Miro doesn't talk to Lana, who he lives with and is married to, and doesn't know why she interfered. So I don't know where we're going with this. And apparently, according to the dirt sheets, Andrade is on his way to WWE like yesterday.
Tony. I think Tony confirmed that as well. He was wrapping up as well. Shout out to CJ Perry because she was actually hospitalized with infection, whatnot. And if you see on Instagram, she posted that gruesome picture of her freaking finger. That stuff looked disgusting.
Gnarly.
So
pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it was. So
I've never seen two more overrated guys. To me, these guys. To me, I just don't see it with either one of them. I never have. I always thought Miro was a lot less talented than he ever, to me, he's always been given a lot more than he really deserved. And I'm never been impressed by Andrade either. Like he's just okay. This is the two okayest guys in the company.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Moving on.
Timeless Tony Storm.
Timeless Tony Storm, and Timeless Tony Storm, and she was going up against Rio. This
is kind of predictable. Because Tony Storm is hot right now, so and it is lending towards credibility. Former AEW women's champion, another notch in the reign. I could be wrong, but I think they kind of trying to overshadow her first reign. Her first reign was I got the interim tag. And truly trying to make give a go with this. So it's
I like Tony's. I like what she's doing. I like the character.
Great.
This is Tony Khan's creative though. Like he said in the scrum with her there that he. Like he pitched, or he actually was in the conference call before the pay-per-view that he just came up with this idea for the Timeless character and pitched it to her, and she ran with it.
She's making it work, man. To her credit, like it's over, and it's. I like whenever I see videos posted online with her bits in it, or if I see, if I'm flipping by and I see her, I stop and I watch. Like she's. You
see her in the scrum call out Wendy Richter.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing.
I gotta go back and watch that. Really?
Yeah. She used some expletives too, but it was
swore
great.
A little bit, but it was hilarious.
She
was alluding to Mercedes or to I don't know, and then she pulled out Richter.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, there were like lots of good women out there on the free market and stuff like that, and then Tony's like, yeah, I can think of one, and then she stands up and she calls her out, and it was great. So but to Tony Khan's credit, this gimmick, this whole idea is brilliant.
I like it. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see where she goes with it. It's been one of the funner creations over there. So
absolutely.
And then we had Mr. Swerve Strickland against Mr. Dustin Rhodes. No surprise there. Swerve crushed him.
Yeah. Had to call it
literally.
Yeah.
Swerve's their man, whether they know it yet or not.
They do. They do.
Yeah. Swerve's their guy. Swerve is, if they don't put him in a significant title run in 2024, somebody's doing drugs backstage because it's just he's over. He's just clearly over, and I'm excited for when Ospreay gets in there and he and Strickland start dancing, because I think it's going to be a great day for wrestling fans. So
absolutely, yeah. But to me, for me, I see Swerve and Nana getting rid of the whole Mogul Embassy thing and just being a babyface act. And I think that's the way to go for Swerve in the long run. He doesn't have to change a thing because the fans want to cheer them anyway.
Exactly.
But you need to go ahead and embrace that, like how they did with MJF, embrace the babyface eventually. It's like you need to embrace that, because Nana, of course, is a big part of the package. He needs to be with Swerve. That's a big part of it. And all Swerve does is no sell it when he comes out, and it's great.
He does. He really does. I love it.
But them two together is gold, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a solid match. Dustin did what he needed to do, and it was one of the few one-on-one matches in the pay-per-view. So so like I agree with Joey. They clearly know that he's somebody to feature. So
okay.
I mean, and big up to Dustin too for like stepping in for Keith Lee and then taking that, just going in there to get Swerve over further. Like that's what you do, and that's what Dustin can do at his age, and he's probably. His job is really behind the curtain now, but for Dustin to come out there, do the honors, and continue to push Swerve upward, that means something.
Smart, and it's smart business. Then we had the 8-man. What did they call it? Yeah, they had the whole Chris Jericho, Darby, Sammy, Sting versus Starks, and the Don Callis family. I guess they're calling them. Sting's not losing. Like between now and,
No.
between now and February, whatever it is when he retires, he's not losing. So
I mean, the whole match got hijacked anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The Jericho stuff, like it's hijacked, that ruined the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
They should have scrapped this and just took it off the card.
Yeah, I agree. Don't disagree at all. And I mean, all the stuff that's going on with Jericho in the news right now and everything that's going on is all right now just sort of hearsay and sort of. So we're purposely not sort of speaking on that right now, just because there's nothing that's really been said that's of any credible evidence. But
rumored innuendo.
Of course.
Yeah, it's rumor and innuendo, but I think companies have to be careful in this day and age, and I think they should be careful how they use them in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
So,
I'd take him off TV.
I would too. I would 100% would. And then we had. Did I skip one? No, I didn't. No,
Julia Hart and Abaddon.
Yeah, we had. I mean, for somebody that's as new as she is, with as few matches as she's had, she's doing okay. She's nowhere. I'm not sure she should have a title around her waist. But again, this is an example of trying to use a title to make somebody as opposed to having somebody make a title. So Abaddon, is that how you say her name? Abaddon. Yeah. Abaddon is always, to me, come off as kind of a sloppy worker. Just doesn't have the fundamentals that she needs to really get to where she wants to be. So didn't love the match. It was, it was definitely, that would definitely be a beer and popcorn match if you were live.
To me, Abaddon is like Danhausen if they tried to make you take him seriously.
You know what I noticed right there?
What's that?
You're right, Nestor. Sorry, yes, it is April. You're right.
If you look in the front row, that guy don't seem to be interested at all.
He's like he's looking at his phone. Yeah, he's looking at his phone. I'd say that says it all. Then we had Christian against Edge. Christian, in my opinion, top heel of 2023. And I love everything everything he does is gold and has been. And the way that they tied the 20-man battle royal into this match, Edge essentially won the match. Christian forced Killswitch to give him his contract. He immediately used it and pulled a swerve on Edge and came out with the title at the end. It was brilliant. It was great stuff.
Classic heel stuff, man.
Yeah, and it played on the criticism, like openly, like everybody's crapping on all these battle royals and all these large man matches, and they essentially said, "Haha," this one had a reason. Yeah. So
I mean, because they kind of booked themselves into a predicament where Copeland needed to win the TNT title to make something of this, but at the same time, everybody knows the title should stay on Christian Cage in the long run because he's made the TNT title mean more than it has since its inception to me. And it's, I definitely don't look at it as a mid-card title or anything at this point. This is a major angle and a major thing. But the problem was, the table spot with Nick Wayne ended up looking like hot trash because they kind of cleared it and his butt caught the edge of the table, and it
again, you got a guy that's fresh off the indies who hasn't done a lot of TV work and doesn't have that timing down, and so he's with great people. I'm sure in a year's time we'll be talking about him, saying how much he jumped and how great he is at that time because he's got such great people around him. But time is time, and
we'll see where this story goes next.
Yeah, for sure. To me, this is like watching all those old WCW TV title days and the old NWA TV title days. It feels like that. Like it's like you could put that on the main event of any pay-per-view or any live event, and it would sell tickets. And that's what he's doing with this belt. So
absolutely
love it. Then we had the Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley for the Continental Classic final match, and Eddie Kingston went over, which was the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. The way they was telling the story leading up to this, this was definitely the logical choice. And I
also think somebody backstage is ribbing Kingston and making him carry 3 belts around. I'm almost sure. I'm sure of it.
What's up, man? What's going on? But I'm a big fan of what they've done with Eddie Kingston, from his Ring of Honor World Title win, the New Japan Strong Title win, and leading up into the Continental Classic where he lost his first couple matches and then really came back. The storytelling with that has been brilliant to me, and it's really gotten Eddie Kingston over with me personally.
Wait, whoa. Is this Joey getting AEW credit?
Yes, I am.
Oh my!
They
what?
made a definite Kingston fan out of me out of this
wow.
Well,
y'all mark this day because
they've been building him like an old school NWA sort of face. Like they have. He's earned it. He's wrestling almost every week. He's
on everything, every pay-per-view,
on everything,
he's on pre-show or something, defending and wrestling, and
it's like he's on everything. He's wrestling, so he's got that sort of he's got that sort of blue collar, son of a plumber kind of thing going on right now. So,
but he and Moxley kept it strong style for sure. Like it was hard hitting, and people crapped on the finish, but Eddie hit his finish. It's not like he didn't. It's not like he just slapped him. People misunderstood. They thought his the spinning back fist was like a slap, and I was like, no, that's his finish. Like he hit him with his finish, and Moxley just crumpled. But it was just both men were kind of exhausted there at the end and going on just taking it to each other there at the end until Eddie just spun around and hit him with that back fist. And
honestly, I was gonna bring it up, but I forgot. Like that was a camera angle problem. Honestly,
yeah.
Like if they had taken that from the hard cam and you'd seen it from the side, that would have looked more impressive. On the angle, you just didn't see him. You didn't see the impact, and you didn't see the speed of the turn as well on that angle shot that they filmed it at.
Yeah.
So that was just a production. That was a bad call on production, honestly.
But I didn't think it was a bad match or anything. I thought they tore it down. I thought they gave it. Moxley and Kingston are cut from the same cloth. They're going to give you, they're both scrappy guys. They're both going to give you that same thing. I loved that Kingston got some new gear made to resemble Kawada's gear a little more with the kick pads. He had the custom kick pads like Kawada, and everything kind of a tribute to that. But I really enjoyed it, and like I said, the Continental Classic, I give 100% credit to Tony Khan and company with that, because that was a brilliant tournament, well done.
Yep, don't disagree. Good match.
A lot of guys got over from it. Swerve, you got Swerve. Everybody talking about Swerve out of it because he looked strong in it. Daniel Garcia got his butt kicked in it, and everybody's talking about Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
So it worked.
And we got an interesting quote out of Tony Khan, which we're going to cover after the next match, and sort of talk about because it might be taking us in a better direction for AEW long term. So, and then we had the final match, of course, with MJF and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe went over and won, which was I was thrilled about.
It was the right call, definitely.
Yeah, it was the right call, and the disappointing part of the match is that it was a very predictable result with this whole Devil's Henchman shtick, because we all saw this. Everybody saw this coming a mile away, so no surprises there at all.
I know
it's kind of thrown together. Feels kind of thrown together, honestly. Just that whole combo of people. So.
Well, but a lot of people did a lot of people online were speculating, Nick Nemeth to be the Devil, and I mean there was a lot of different people, but the only thing that made sense was Adam Cole, being the Devil. It either was going to come down to, in my opinion, whether it was going to be MJF himself or Adam Cole. Like it was going to be some weird situation like that. So, I mean, to me, if Nick Nemeth had showed up on there as the Devil, I would have been like, click. It'd have been like, that's enough for me. Like, what's the point of this?
What's the history of it, and how does it? I get that these guys all have history with MJF, so in that context, it makes sense. But again, it felt telegraphed a little bit. But man, I'm thrilled for Samoa Joe. Man, my WWE was putting him on the bench, 2 years ago, and now he's AEW World Champion, and he looks legit. He seems like a world beater. Love it.
Exactly.
He's a mature performer now too. Like we were talking about it, and he talked about it in this media scrum afterwards. 15 years since he was last a world champion in TNA,
Yeah.
And that's a long time when you think about it. But now the difference is he talked about how young he was then and now how mature he is, and he's in a position to lead a company as a world champion.
And I think I'm really glad you said that, because I think that his being given this opportunity has a lot to do with his backstage presence, and in many ways it's been made clear through all of that Punk stuff that happened that he's been sort of the locker room leader, and he was the one that got Punk out got him to go out and wrestle the match, and pulled him off Tony. Well, whatever that was between Khan and Punk, that could have been a water bottle being thrown for all I know. But you know, he was hands on and smoothing that out, and I'd say that this is probably about putting the belt on somebody with a little bit more experience and a lot of respect backstage. Okay. So we had that. That was AEW's World's End. Some good results, couple of really decent matches, but again, AEW still hasn't really been able to put together a pay-per-view yet for me that's firing off on all cylinders right across the board. A couple of really strong matches, but still that sort of they still making some of the same mistakes.
Definitely a lot of mixed reviews I've seen online as well. So
yeah.
All
right, moving on. As I referenced earlier, Tony Khan went on to say at the pre-show media call that there was a significant boost in viewership, and feedback from fans has led him to consider more of a sports-based presentation going forward, which ironically is what they launched as, and hopefully that's where they do end up going back, because I think that's the future for this company. Honestly, I think it always has been. I think with the level of athleticism that they've built within their roster and the lack of experience that a lot of them have, going that route just makes sense.
Yeah. So lean towards your strengths.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't try to out WWE. Just lean into what you're good at.
That's what the Continental Classic did well. That's when ratings went up with the Continental Classic. Like, people were interested in something different. Definitely, because WWE doesn't do real tournaments. They don't do stuff like that. They can put on their little U.S. title contender tournament. That's not a single elimination tournament is boring to me. That's like bring back
the ratings, bring back the tournament brackets, all of that stuff, man. You can even create teams, create like the MMA has the gyms, like bring that aspect into it, like have gyms or teams or whatever. Training teams, whatever, like what Black Combat Club was starting to be, but sort of didn't stay. Bring it on.
I don't mind it. I don't mind there being less drama and silly storylines and more just real athletic stuff. That's where the Moxley and Kingston stuff shined in the pay-per-view. It was hard hitting and it just came off like a fight.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And then big news in Japan over the last week and a half. Business has been on the downturn over there in the last year and a half for sure. A lot of their American stars have pulled out and gone back to North America for the big money in AEW and WWE, and so they are, they're, if nothing else, the Japanese are very pragmatic and very logical people. So they have banded together and formed United Japan Pro Wrestling, which translates from Japanese to American literally into the group. So we have New Japan, All Japan, Noah Wrestling, DDT. We have Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling, Stardom, of course, one of the larger female promotions in the world. We have Big Japan Pro Wrestling. We have Ganbare Pro Wrestling, and Dragon Gate. So those are the current 9 members of this group. I'm sure there'll be more added to this as they go along. They're still all working independently. They're all running their own promotions, but they're working collectively to try to improve viewership and try to sort of essentially, work with each other and sort of share talent. So
I love it. I think it's great.
I think it's smart business.
I'm definitely excited to see what the effects from this merger
Well, we've already seen it happening in 2023 with Noah Stars appearing in the G1.
Right.
You know, everybody recognizes New Japan is the biggest company out of this group. Noah right there kind of underneath them.
And the current IWGP champion came out of Dragon Gate. So, I mean, like a lot of the talent's been shared between these companies since the 70s. You know,
but this last year it's picked up, especially with the Muda stuff, Osprey appearing in Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of crossovers. They had that New Japan Noah show where it was a lot of junior champion versus junior champion, lots of stuff like that. So it's going to get better.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. And then we had the announcement that Ace, Mr. Hiroshi Tanahashi, has been made president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He has every intention of remaining active as a wrestler. So you're going to have the president in the ring for probably at least another year or two. That should be good for business, I think. I never think it's a bad thing when you have talent with that experience involved in the office. So
Tony Khan had a lot of good things to say in the conference call too about working with. He loves working with Tanahashi, and I think that's going to improve operations there too. Talking about with the partnership with AEW and New Japan, I think it's going to go up from there because I think Tony Khan at least seemed to be really excited about working with Tanahashi in that aspect as opposed to the prior management. He wasn't negative about the prior management, but he definitely seemed excited to go forward with Tanahashi, like this was going to make things a little better.
Oh, Generic thinks that might cause Okada to look for other places. I don't know.
Why would you say that?
I think he bleeds New Japan. Honestly, I don't think so.
I'm curious as to why Tanahashi becoming president would make Okada leave. Like, I understand they've feuded in the ring, but I mean, is it a known thing that they don't actually get along? Because I can't tell. I mean, they have great chemistry.
I think the majority of Nakata's lineage and legacy is tied to that promotion. I don't think he'll leave at this point in his career. So
no,
I could be wrong. I mean, Mitsuharu Misawa left and went and formed Noah. The Great Muta left. I mean, it's happened historically in the past, so can't say it won't happen, but maybe.
I don't see him wanting to move to America, though. I don't really see him wanting to move to the United States. He doesn't speak English. And I definitely don't see him. I mean, if anything, I think he'd work for Tony Khan, and that would allow him to still do New Japan. But New Japan really needs to keep Okada there because they really don't have a lot of big stars outside of him and Tanahashi.
Cool. Moving on to the next bit of news. We had some belts debut this week and last week.
Because we are belts and belts.
The Continental Championship that was awarded to Eddie Kingston after the tournament. And then New Japan just recently announced this new global champion, IWGP. We have Osprey, Finley, and a
couple hours, actually.
Couple of hours, and are going to be wrestling for this. Shades of the old IWGP Intercontinental title in this. A little bit of the New Japan Strong sort of elements in the plate as well. Some photorealistic lions on the side, which has of course been the mainstay sort of.
Two solid designs. We were talking about it before we came on. The Continental title solid. I think it did better if they dual plated in the middle where that goal will pop even more. But
I mean, everybody for years has been complaining in the belt hobby about too much logo, too much corporate. So, and I think they did a decent job of balancing that up. Honestly, I think it's pretty good for a contemporary belt. I think.
So IWGP is going to be on those belts front and center apparently. So
well, that's not too unlike it's been that way since the version. Well, it's been on all the IWGP heavyweight titles and stuff.
There's only one.
Usually the U.S. title was a little different, and
it was with the Fullers in Florida. Cool. There you go.
Wildcat Wendell Cooley. That's the name for you, generic jobber.
But I think two welcome additions to the belt lineage for the companies, and You can say what you want to about too many belts in AEW and New Japan, but I guess as long as they can keep the storylines going, I'll buy it.
That's the key.
So,
that's the key thing. Absolutely.
Well, they didn't add a new title in New Japan either. At least the UK US title is gone. Like that's merged into this.
Merged into it, which is really just, again, the Intercontinental title.
Awesome.
Anyway, so moving on to, we talked about what's going on in news today. I'd like to talk a little bit very quickly about what happened before.
Okay.
So on this date in January 3rd, 2000, WWF Raw was held at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. Triple H challenged Big Show for the WWF Championship. Following a distraction on the outside, he hit the Big Show with a low blow, then followed up with pedigree to become a 3-time world champion.
Okay.
January 3rd, 2000, WC Nitro, same night, from Greenville, South Carolina. In the finals of the night's Lethal Lottery Tag Team Tournament, David Flair and Crowbar taking on the team of Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner. Yikes. For the vacant tag team titles. Acting as special referee was Arn Anderson, who hit Nash with a crowbar. Flair covered him for the pin, gained the win, and the tag team belts went over to Flair and Crowbar.
Tire iron.
January 3rd, 2011, WWE Raw held in Phoenix, Arizona. The Miz successfully defended his WWE Championship against John Morrison in a no disqualification Falls Count Anywhere match. And then in the main event, Randy Orton defeated Sheamus and Wade Barrett in a triple threat cage match, which made him a #1 contender to face The Miz at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, so Miz wasn't the main event. Okay.
No, it was he was the secondary match to the main event to decide who was going to take the belt off of him.
Oh, okay.
He never was the main event, even when he was the champion. So
no, he sure wasn't. January 3rd, 2013, TNA Impact was held in Orlando, Florida. Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, who we were just talking about, took on 2 members of Aces and Eights, one being Devon and the other one was Masked. After Angle got the pinfall, Angle slammed. The rest of the Aces swarmed the ring and attacked Joe. And Angle Sting made the save with his baseball bat. And Angle unmasked his opponent, who was revealed to be Mike Knox.
Okay.
Or Knox, as TNA renamed him. So that was a little bit of a downer for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
On this day in wrestling, today birthdays are, of course, Mr. New Jack was born on this day. May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Ross, the voice of modern wrestling, and Little Lord, Lord Littlebrook. May he rest in peace as well.
Okay.
I mean, New Jack's pretty much the best technical wrestler, even over Bret Hart. I'm just kidding.
There you go. I'm not going to argue with him. That's for sure.
I'm not going to argue with New Jack if New Jack told me that. But
Right,
I'm trying to take a sticker to the head right now.
All right. So now we're going to move on. Since we were already a minute ago talking about belts, I thought maybe we would move into that little segment, and we're going to cover the belt of the month.
Oh, let's do this.
Thank Joey for
that guy is so
posing for that photo for us. So we could have that in there. Thank you very much, Joey.
So freaking buff, man. So yeah,
that's what Joey looked like without his sweater on.
That's exactly it.
Oh, Lord.
That's just that she's too tired to argue.
Awesome.
All right. So what have you got for us this evening?
All right. So this is this is my Missouri heavyweight championship for those who are loyalists to the territory eras. The St. Louis Wrestling Club, ran by Sam Muchnick. This is the top title in the St. Louis Wrestling Club, the Missouri heavyweight title. Sam Muchnick was the perennial NWA president. And this belt, the holder of this belt is whoever held the belt was next in line to become NWA World Heavyweight Champion. So I got this belt off of another collector. I've had this belt for a while now, but yeah. So yeah, Missouri heavyweight title. I'm thinking about doing another belt similar to this, but doing a kind of a custom feel to it. I'm still playing with it, but yeah, this is my Missouri Heavyweight Championship.
That's a beauty.
Tell us some of the names that have held it. I know Harley Race and Nature Boy Ric
Flair. Harley Race, Ric Flair, Dick Murdoch, David Von Erich has held it as well.
Yep.
I want to say Jack Briscoe held it as well. I think
Jack Briscoe did. So did, believe it or not, so did Bob Backlund. Sorry.
Yep.
We had Gene Knitsky, of course. We had Ted DiBiase. We had Kevin Von Erich, Kerry Von Erich are some notable names. Dick the Bruiser.
It literally is. There's a book that I still have not gotten yet. From crowbarpress.com. It was to talk about the Missouri heavyweight title, the history of it, and everything. I have got to get that belt. I'm glad. Let's doing this. I'm gonna have to. There you go. So I'm gonna have to go and get that book, but it breaks down the Missouri heavyweight title, the people that held it and whatnot. So yeah, crowbarpress.com is where that book is at.
And the reason I have the NWA Central States Championship Wrestling logo on there is because it did transition into that promotion later in its existence. So
absolutely.
So, excellent. That's awesome. Love that belt. Yeah. I love that's such a unique design.
It is.
And
I've seen this one. I've seen the Mid-Atlantic tag titles we use that design as well. So I'm gonna use this design as well. I'm gonna do a custom. I just have to decide as to what I'm gonna put on it. I'm probably gonna keep up with my Michigan theme and do something special with that. So we'll see.
Solid. See. All right, so we have one more little section to go over today, and that is, of course, quiz time. Got a special one today, so here we go. All right, so this one is belt related. So since we're on the topic of belts, I'm going to put up a graphic with a list of belts that this wrestler has won over their illustrious career. There's a few solid hints in this one that make it not too hard. I think people will get this one pretty easily, but there's a lot of belts. Here we go.
Okay.
So NWA Western, Mid-South Tag Team, NWA United States Tag, Mid-South North American, NWA National, NW National Heavyweight, Dutch Heavyweight, NWA Central States Heavyweight.
Giveaway.
There you go. World Tag, PWF World Tag, NWA Mid-South Tag, NWA Western.
Yeah.
NWA Missouri. There we go. Just sticking with the theme. WWF World Tag, WWF North American Heavyweight Championship is a giveaway if you know your early WWF history, and of course then the $1 Million Championship.
I want to see it in the comments. I know you know. I know there it is.
Bam.
There it is.
There you go. It is, of course, the $1 Million Man, Mr. Ted DiBiase, and there is his entire collection of belts that he collected over his illustrious career. And one of the longer lists I've encountered, actually. So a lot of belts went around that guy's waist.
The most prestigious being that 24/7 European TV title.
Oh my gosh! Yes, exactly. Made famous by that guy. We know who that guy is, Joey.
Don't sleep on them jelly rolls.
I know. I like what you did there, JD. You tied in my Missouri, the Missouri title.
I'm working with you.
See.
I'm working with you. All right. Well, that covers everything I wanted to cover tonight. So I thought we'd open it up to the floor and we'd let the viewers throw us a couple of questions and see if we can answer them for them.
Absolutely.
What do people want to talk about tonight? Anything they want to know?
Actually,
everyone pays the price.
While we wait for those comments, Man Up has been extremely quiet today. So we're gonna give Man Up the floor real quick. Man Up, what's going on with you, bro? What's going on with you?
I've just been extremely busy for the holidays. You know, work has been killing me. So I'm just not all there today.
I'm gonna put Man Up on the spot. I got something for Man Up. Man Up, if you could predict one thing that's going to happen anywhere in pro wrestling in 2024, one prediction that you think could happen, and you ain't got to be right. We'll readdress this at the end of the year.
Yeah.
What do you think it would be? And this goes for everybody out there watching too. Drop it in the comments. If you had one prediction for 2024, what would it be?
One prediction?
One prediction.
That Gunther is now. I want that shirt, man. Up. Okay. That Gunther is going to be world champion.
Okay. Sees that
Could it be either WWE Championship or specifically the one Seth Rollins has?
He's on Raw, right?
Well, for now, you never know.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Seth Rollins championship.
Okay.
What do y'all
Any
think?
predictions?
Everybody out there at home.
We got one out there. Roman finally loses.
To who though? Do you got to? Well,
Exactly.
you can have that as your prediction, but who do you think is going to take it?
Exactly. So we definitely want to know. We said we commented about the Rock coming back. The Rock was on made a surprise appearance on Raw. How dare he interrupt Jinder Mahal in that awesome freaking promo that he was freaking giving in the middle of the ring? In the ring, he was out there telling the doggone truth, whatnot, and the Rock interrupted him. How dare you, sir?
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Dare I say he tried to hinder the gender?
Oh my gosh, yes. But in the midst,
We need
midst
to
of all
hashtag that. We need to hashtag that.
exactly. in the midst of all that, with the Rock coming back, going around, freaking Samantha Irvin's freaking reaction when the Rock freaking came. What that honestly gave me life. I was like, oh, she felt that energy. Everybody else did too. I was like, okay, all right. So there was some positive about it. Hope it's Cody that beat Roman, but Rock probably will make.
Let's just open it's Cody.
This is a conversation in itself. She's saying, hope it's Cody, but it's Rock. But here's the thing. The big money match is Rock versus Roman. But it's like, okay, but how do you do that? It's like there's in the wrestling sense, there's no really way that you can go about doing that, Joey.
If I had anything to predict, I don't think we're going to see The Rock wrestle
at
WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to happen. I could see him being the host. I could see him being the special guest referee for the match or something. I don't think he's. If I was going to predict something, I could be dead wrong on this. I'll admit that, but I don't think we're going to get The Rock back in the ring in a match.
Okay.
For me, 2 years ago, Roman needed to wrestle The Rock. He doesn't get anything from it now. Like, it doesn't benefit him. Like, to put him in the ring with Rock doesn't put Roman over more. And Rock's not going to go on a full-time schedule and defend the title.
No.
So it really, like, from a booking point of view, it really doesn't make, like, now it doesn't really make any sense. 2 years ago, when the Bloodline thing started, Roman needed him. Like, that would have really helped that storyline. Like, it would have been beneficial. Now it doesn't really matter. So maybe not. Cody's obviously a better storyline. Then now you've got Punk added into the mix as well. And then there's Gunther waiting in the shadows. So
Punk is headed for Seth Rollins. You can see that.
For sure.
I got to agree with Joe. That is Seth Rollins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't make sense for Rock to have the belt, but Roman can't beat The Rock either.
Well,
are you sure about that? Because he finds a way.
He beats everybody else.
Yeah, he'll find a way. But like I said, using The Rock as a host, I'm like, great. He's done it again. But potentially being The Rock being involved in that match to kind of help fend off the Bloodline, so Cody can do the business. I can see that happening.
That's the money.
Yeah, it's like one up and Roman on that end. So that'll be a good one. Please don't let Punk beat Seth. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Because it's like, granted, like I know Punk he's been making the rounds on the house show loops right now. He was probably making the rounds on the house show loop. Working with folks and whatnot. So where I thought that he was going to be more part time or have a reduced schedule or not. This seems like they're putting him out there on the live event circuit. So
well, but it is WrestleMania season too, so that could cool off after.
I'm sure.
He may be willing to work a lot right now to build the program with Seth Rollins, but that's pretty obvious where that's going. Exactly. A lot of people think LA Knight should wrestle Roman at WrestleMania 2, but I think
he doesn't need to.
I think Punk is a wrestler who operates on respect, and I think that I think his reputation took a bit of a hit this year with AEW, and I think he feels like he's got some credibility to earn back. So I'm not surprised he's working a regular schedule, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually surprised. Yeah, wrestled at MSG live event. I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, that's a big show too. Like that's a bigger.
It is.
And they sold it out too, so that was probably a big part of why they needed him there to help sell it out.
I got a prediction.
Okay, who's that?
I think what's his damn name? Puerto Rican guy with the briefcase.
Damian Priest?
Damian Priest. There we go. Okay. I think he's gonna finally cash in at Royal Rumble.
Cash in at Royal Rumble?
Or whoever. I don't know.
He's not gonna beat Roman with the money in the bank.
I don't know if Seth is gonna win or lose, whatever. But I think he's gonna finally cash in at Royal Rumble.
Oh no.
I just don't see him being capable of being the top guy. Like he just doesn't have it to me.
No.
He's not a main eventer. He's in his 40s already. He's not that over. He doesn't have the heat. He's not even obviously the stars of Judgment Day are Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio, whether anybody likes it or not. But they're the two stars.
You can't argue with that, man up.
They have a lot more heat than
I'm
anybody
just saying.
else. If anything,
I'm gonna say this again. Dominic don't have heat. He has you suck heat. That's what he can't wrestle. No, he cannot wrestle.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I remember when you initially said that, man up. But over the last year, what Dominic Mysterio has freaking done, besides wrestling all three brands, holding the title in one of the freaking brands, they're putting him in the ring with the main event players, and he's holding his own.
He's the one that worked with Punk at Madison Square Garden.
Exactly. So it's like. You
can't convince me of that one. I'm sorry. No.
Well, if you're closed-minded to what he's actually done over the past year, of course you're not going to change your mind because if you're not paying attention to what he's doing. Of course that.
Well, it ain't that I'm closed-minded. It's just that man cannot wrestle.
Yeah,
that's fine. But he's got the heat, though. He does have the heat.
I'm sorry, Dad. That heat is you can't wrestle heat. Get your ass out the ring heat. Go away heat. Die, Rocky, die, heat. That's what he has. I'm sorry.
I don't even like Dominic, and I have to disagree and say that he and Rhea are the stars of Judgment Day.
That man can't suck. That man can't do shit. But
it's not like he's the only one that got hit with the I can't wrestle stick over there. So that is clearly not a prerequisite.
That man can't do.
So my point is,
he don't know how to walk down to the damn ring. No, that man sucks.
To me, if you put the title, a world championship on what's his name, Damian Priest, right now, you might as well it's about like putting the title on Jack Swagger when they did, or Dolph or anybody that just didn't get over as a main eventer. He's not a main eventer. He ain't never going to be a main eventer.
Oh, wait a minute. I just saw this one. I like that one. I like that.
And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine because that has happened. That's happened when you partner somebody with somebody else. It'll help them freaking get over.
That's the point.
That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. And I'm gonna drop a very hot take on you for 2024. It's gonna blow your mind. Ready for it? Dominic Mysterio is gonna be the next Money in the Bank.
Okay.
I see that happening.
I don't know about that.
He gonna lose that briefcase like they did to Otis. So no.
That's what I think they need to do with Damian Priest. I think they need to find a way to get the damn thing off of him because he's not it. To me, before I see Money in the Bank, I could see Dominic being the Intercontinental Champion after it gets switched off of Gunther. Because Gunther probably will lose the title this year, move on. But I could see Dominic being IC champ.
They're gonna bring back the 24/7 championship for Dominic.
No.
That's where he needs to be, right there.
I forgot. I should have mentioned one more name. There are 3 stars in the Judgment Day. The other ones are Truth.
Exactly. Exactly. Jelly Rolls.
That was a good one.
All right, gentlemen, we're at time.
I didn't ring the bell.
Do you guys have any last minute things? Do you guys have any other predictions? Man Up set a prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't with my hot take. So we'll see.
I'm gonna go with a safe one, and I'm gonna predict that Man Up is going to annoy Cedric at some point this year.
Well, yeah. Oh dear gosh, that's
the other way around.
That's whatever. Look, I made it through one beer tonight.
I did too, right here.
Man, whatever. You know. So we're up against the guy. So we definitely thank everybody for tuning in. Whichever platform that you watching this at. Man Up. Talk to us about YouTube.
Hey, y'all know y'all liked what y'all saw. So if you want to see more of us on YouTube, you gotta subscribe to us.
Yeah, that's an idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna build a ring in my backyard. I'm just playing. My wife ain't gonna allow that.
I like that comment too. Another comment as well. Michigan national title. Yes. Yeah. Michigan going to win the national title. I noticed your Longhorns didn't make it. Man Up. So yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
I thought we were gonna start this off on a friendly note.
No. I hate your gut. So I'm gonna stick it to you every chance I get. Exactly, man. Joey, what else can they do?
Well, yeah, definitely. A lot of emphasis on the YouTube. Please help us out on there. Please just take some time out of your day and just go through some of our videos and hit that thumbs up button, please, because that would really help us get out there in the algorithm. And we really need, we still haven't got to 500 subscribers. We really need our friends out there to help us with this. We really need you to go on there, thumbs up the videos, share them to groups or on your personal page, whatever you want to do to help us out. We would really appreciate that. And also, if you're watching on YouTube and you've never been a part of our Facebook group, please join the Bells and Belts Facebook group. On there, we have a lot of fun on there, and you can watch the show on there too.
Absolutely. And if you enjoyed the quiz that we had tonight, JD.
Come and find us over at Champions Belt Club, which is another Facebook group as well. We do daily quizzes, daily trivia. We do current news, and we have a Friday fantasy booking poll where we are currently going through a tournament of the top 12 greatest TNA Impact World Heavyweight Champions of all time. Come check us out and hang out.
Absolutely. Nesh's got a birthday in 3 weeks.
Happy birthday!
And Nesha, in 3 weeks, Man Up is going to sing "Happy Birthday" to you. He promised he's going to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to play piano for him too. We're gonna practice.
That's going to happen. Yes,
that's going to happen. Yeah,
that's going to happen. Here we go.
Yeah, no excuse.
JD's going to play it, and Man Up's going to sing it.
I'll sing it for you, Nesh.
There you go.
There you go.
I love it. Awesome. All right, next week, guys, we're gonna do our 2023 year in review. So we're gonna talk about all things the sights and sounds of 2023.
Now you got to do it.
So make sure you tune in, guys. Make sure you have your thoughts on 2023. We're back at it, guys. We're back up and running. We had a little bit of a break, but this is what we do here at Bells and Bells, right?
Yay.
This is what we do.
So let's come back next week and let's do it again, okay?
All right.
For my tag team partners, JD, Man Up, and Joey, I'm your boy, Cedric D. We will see you guys here next week here on Bells and Belts.